I've always been skeptical of ghost stories for the simple reason that there's probably a rational explanation behind every sighting. Not that I don't enjoy a good campfire tale of spirits in the woods or aliens floating above the lakes, but as a self-proclaimed skeptic, I just never believed they were true. After researching this book, I'm not so sure. For instance, I can't explain that cold, weird feeling within a room at the Everett Mansion at Southern Vermont College, or the sound of a bell ringing evenly through the woods during a long trek on Glastonbury Mountain. In visiting the Brunswick Springs in the farthest corner of the Northeast Kingdom, I'd swear there was somebody or something watching when I knew for a fact no one was around. Name is Tim Simard. Do you want me to talk right to the camera, or should I? I'm from Waterbury, Vermont, by way of New Hampshire. So my wife is Amanda Simard. My oldest is Landon Simard. He's 10. And there's my daughter Cora. She's 5, going on 6. So I work for an organization called the Regulatory Assistance Project. And it's a global NGO that helps, I guess, advance clean energy goals and policy around the world. We work with governments around the world, like the US government, the European Commission, various member states in the European Union. We work directly with China and India and other countries around the world. And so what I do there, I don't do the policy stuff. So I'm more of a communications person because we write a lot. I also do a lot of their digital marketing, if you want to call it that. It's not how we word it, but that's how I would say it. It was like PR, where we kind of find ways to get our work out into the world a little bit more through social media, through different webinars and different events. I mean, one of the biggest thing that they try to do at the organization is to reduce carbon emissions. Is huge. So you have people working it all the time in all different time zones. So it's always happening, always stuff going on. If I'm not going in the office, which is like 3 or 4 times a week, I usually try to go in once a week. But if I'm staying home, which is most of my days, the morning is getting the kids out the door. I would say Amanda does most of that.
Nailed it.
Especially Corey, who's got to get up super early, doesn't want to get out of bed. But Corey goes out about 7:30, Landon goes out a little before 8, and then it's the process of the workday beginning. 8 o'clock, I'm going through emails. By 8:30, I'm usually on a phone call with folks. Usually that's followed up with our energy efficiency call. So that's when I can kind of start going about my day. When I'm taking my evenings off and I'm hanging out with the family, the China program, the guys in the China office in Beijing, they're waking up and they're going into the office as I'm having dinner. So there was a book called Haunted Hikes in New Hampshire. The publishing company that published it was based out of Exeter, New Hampshire, and they said we could do a series of this. The reason I was able to pitch it well is because I had done a lot of these hikes. I explored a lot of the state just on my own, or in college, or whenever I wanted to. So it was pretty easy to develop what I wanted to write about. The hard part was researching all the ghost story stuff. I didn't really know all about like alien visits in Vermont or like spooky, ghostly stuff that happens. And a lot of that, to be honest, seems folklorish or just made up by other authors. But it worked for the book and it was fun. I think in terms of how we've maintained a work-life balance, I think that barrier, where it's like when does family life begin, when does work life begin, when do they end, and when can they mix? And I think there was a time during COVID where I'd be on calls with people all around the world having discussions about what the next project was, and I'd have Cora on my lap because she was stuck at home, daycare was closed. Landon was there trying to play with something. There was no barrier between work and family life. How we've maintained a work-life balance, I think that we've been able to figure this out, where you can have a couple days in the office, a few days at home, making sure that one of us is home when the kids get off the bus and get back. It's been helpful. Not every job is flexible, and I think that my wife and I, Amanda and I, both had real good luck in having organizations that are extremely flexible. As long as you get your work done and you're responsive to people and you're doing a good job, then they're not too worried about what else is going on around you. So that's been nice.
See the fire in your eyes.
Get my masterpiece theater voice out.
Like,